that's the reason I am here.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was thinking about, because when I saw your name, I was thinking, oh, Gabriella was in my class when we were decorating that door, and we were really invested. We spent like days on that door. Yeah,
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 yeah.
for sure. Great. Okay, and I think, sorry, I'm just connecting us up on live right now. You guys can have your Facebook up on your phones too if you want to follow what other students comment with us at
I want
all.
to see it.
Right.
It just says it's waiting for Facebook right now. So let me just
Wow.
students
What did you
comment
find that?
with us at all.
You can
It says
see
it's
it.
waiting for Facebook.
It's
Yeah,
so weird.
we're live now.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
weird? We're live. Yay!
Yeah. And I put the
Okay.
heart mark. Yeah. You can see
One of these times I'm going to
Wow.
be so smooth that I'll predict exactly when it will be live, and I'll have a very like nice opening sentence and not be so surprised. But hello, Facebook world, anyone who's joining us. Hello, lovely people here on Zoom with me. This is the second meeting of the RCIIS Conversation Club. Woo woo. And the topic, oh, you guys are adorable. And the topic this week, because next week is Halloween, we're going to talk about Halloween in general. We can talk about specifics of things that scare us, candies that are delicious, weird cultural customs of this month. And yeah, anyone on Facebook, you're welcome to write in comments. We'll try to keep an eye on the comments while we're having our conversation. And we're doing this every 2 weeks on Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Toronto time. So, great. Let's we kind of all just met each other, but we'll kind of introduce ourselves for maybe the live Facebook world. So let's go around and we'll just say our name, the country we're from, and how we feel about Halloween, or what we know about Halloween, a little something about Halloween and your opinion, okay? So let's start. We'll start again from Motoko, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Motoko, tell us your name, country, and how you feel about Halloween.
Okay. My name is Motoko. Hi, everyone. And I'm in Tokyo, in Japan now.
Woo, Tokyo, represent.
Yes. And it's morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, about Halloween. Well, it was not familiar event when I was a child in Japan, but because of Disney, it suddenly became a big event nowadays, especially for young generations. So, well, I'm just learning about Halloween now.
Awesome.
Yes, this is my comment about Halloween. Yeah.
But you first learned from Disney. Was it a specific Disney movie, or do you remember?
No, we have a Disneyland in next to Tokyo, and they had a promotion, big promotion, and it spread nationwide now. Yeah.
Okay, great. And let's hear from Andrea next.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrea. I'm from Ecuador, and I think Halloween is, I love Halloween, is the perfect mix between fear and happiness. So it's, I don't know, it's just exciting.
Oh, I love that you like that emotional mixture of being
Yeah.
scared and excited.
Yeah, and it's like the opposites, but it's just in Halloween it can mix very well. So
Amazing. Okay, awesome. Okay, over to you, Atsuko.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning or good evening. I am Atsuko. I'm Atsuko from Japan, but currently living in Toronto, Canada. And I think I have almost same as Motoko's opinion. It's just an event in Japan. It's not regarding religion or something. And we're having just parade event, especially the center of Tokyo or another big city like Osaka. But recently we have a little bit problem because of too much drink, and sometimes people try to turn the car over, and a few people was arrested or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Interesting.
anyway, it's very popular in Japan as well.
Okay, but it has caused some problems. I think Halloween, like kind of like Andrea was saying, like there's that dark part of it. So yeah, sometimes it's not, totally fun. People can, go too far in some way or something. Cool. Okay. Let's hear from, I'm gonna try my pronunciation. Sochil. English teacher, not bad.
Yeah, it's with okay, I'm Xochitl. I'm from Mexico. I like the Halloween maybe for the parties or the social events, but sometimes reality is that when I see adults with costumes, sometimes I'm afraid for the costumes. Not a lot, but a little bit. But I like the events.
Okay, awesome. Okay, and Mateo, tell us about you.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Mateo. I am in Colombia, and I really like Halloween because of the candies and the movies.
The candies in the
It's
movies.
awesome. Yeah.
Those are two big parts of Halloween. I feel like candies for children, movies for adults, but could be for both.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It is.
Okay, and let's hear from Mariela.
Hi everyone, my name is Mariela. I am from Mexico and I really like Halloween. Because we in Mexico we don't celebrate that. We celebrate the Day of the Dead. But I really like Halloween because in Mexico we make a lot of food, and I have been watching a lot of horror movies.
Okay, awesome. Also like the movies, like Mateo. Okay, great. And and Gabby has a friend there. So Gabby, you can introduce yourself and your little friend.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm Gabby, I'm from Mexico. And if you remember, Leslie, I told you that I have a daughter. She is my daughter.
Aww.
And yeah, and that how the other students from Mexico told, we don't celebrate Halloween, we have other day, but actually in the schools or in other parts, we have a little celebration about Halloween. My daughter loves this kind of celebration because she can be who she wants. She can custom and transform, and it's amazing. It's amazing celebration.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. And I think we have one more lovely student here who may be at work right now. So we might have a couple of people join us later on. But let's get into it. Okay, so some of you guys have had experiences of Halloween in your countries. Who has experienced Halloween in Canada? Let's do like a hands up show. Okay, so let's hear from you guys and what your experience was. So Motoko, what do you remember from Halloween in Canada?
Well, I just spent one time last year. It was last year, and it was really proper weather for Halloween. Do you remember Leslie or Atsuko?
I don't know. Proper weather.
Yeah, it was.
You mean good weather?
Rain,
Oh,
and
really?
really windy, and
Oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah, and the vessel. I forgot how to say the ship, which was sunk in the Niagara River for 100 years. 100 years, moved by a gust of wind and water flood.
I don't remember. Was this news? You read about this?
Yeah, it became a news after the Halloween day and Halloween night. It moved 100 years for the first time, and people enjoyed it. It's caused by ghost power.
Oh,
I remember that.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what I
Mysterious
was doing. I'm
event.
not following cool ghost news, apparently. That's outrageous and interesting. Okay. And what do you remember from when you were here in Canada for Halloween, Sochil?
Okay, I remember that in the school, maybe your teacher organize a, I don't know, an event, a Halloween event with costumes. I remember that, and at night I went to the town with a friend, and I see a lot of people with costumes and adult children, and their costumes was really good, like with a lot of preparation, and that I remember from Toronto. And also I remember that my host mom gave us candies for the kids that came to our house.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you guys
yeah,
experienced pretty much all the good stuff. The children saying trick or treat, getting the
yeah.
candies, giving them candies, costumes. Excellent.
But last year, because of that weather, children couldn't go out
Yeah.
and knock on the door because it's so cold, so windy, and heavy rain. So I thought they were pity. It's pity for kids to visit, knocking on the doors and get treats.
Yeah, I think they still went. I think I remember being a kid growing up and wearing raincoats, winter coats, under the costume, umbrella. Kids are determined to get their candy. But this year, because of COVID-19, certain areas in Toronto, the Ontario government has suggested in Ottawa, Toronto, and Peel to not have children go trick-or-treating. So it'll be interesting to see if Canadians follow the rules, you know, how children find ways to get candy other ways. Yeah. But let's talk about costumes. I like that Sochil was talking about the cute little costumes. So let's talk about, what do you think are the best types of Halloween costumes? For example, do you like scary ones? Do you like funny ones? Do you like when they're famous real people? When they make references to TV shows, so sort of clever? What do you guys like in Halloween costumes?
I like Asuko's head gear.
Yeah, it's very simple. I put this in Dalarama.
Dollarama is the best for
The
costumes.
best.
It's so
Yes,
cute.
best
Yeah.
behind it.
Okay, so Motoko goes for convenience. Easy, put on one piece, you're ready to go.
And having a scary feeling is
Okay.
good for
so.
Halloween, because it's Halloween. So
Yeah.
in Japan, many young girls try to wear Disney's princess costume, but I don't think it's not for Halloween, because Halloween is a ghost festival. So becoming a ghost or something evil spirits is a good feeling, good atmosphere. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very interesting point. I think I heard someone going, yeah, but I don't know who it was. Who was agreeing about scary costumes? Oh, okay.
I agree.
Okay.
100%.
Same reasons? Do you have any other reasons
Yeah.
why you think scary is best?
Because I think there is some trend in every year. And Motoko mentioned before, the young generation try to put some funny costume, or just like turn to policewoman or some character on a movie or something. So it's not related to scary or horror. So yeah, I want to follow traditional something. So just like this.
Classic Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyone have a different opinion? Anyone like the princess look or the Gabby?
Yeah, the last year I participate in the celebration and I decided to use a simple custom and that's like a real person. I remember that I custom like Frida Kahlo and only make the eyebrows and use an special kind of in Mexico we know this kind of cloth like rebozo, and with that I was custom like Frida Kahlo, and I decided that my daughter use an custom like fantasy princess, something like magic, because I feel that is better the energy for this kind of custom, in my opinion.
Okay, so there's the like it should be creepy energy. There's the it should be like fun and uplifting energy. Okay, any other views on costumes?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I prefer for adults and scary costumes because how I say you, they have a lot of preparation, accessories. They are perfect when the adults dress a costume. But how I say you, I'm a little bit I don't know how to say, but I if I have to talk with them, I prefer a funny costume because I could feel scary. I don't know why, but if I can see them for a horror costume, it's okay. But if I have to talk with them, I prefer a funny costume.
So it's how close you are with the person.
Yeah.
If they're far away, that's okay, scary, but you want a funny person next to you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How about from Mateo or Andrea or Mariela? Any of you guys?
For me, I like to create my own customs, like to combine my normal clothes with some kind of Halloween accessory or that. For me, it's better.
And what do you like about that? Does it feel more like creative, or why do you like to build it from your own wardrobe?
I do it because sometimes it happens that you arrive in a party or something like that, and you find a person looking exactly as you with the same customs.
Okay.
For that reason, I prefer to create my own customs.
Yeah,
To
you want
avoid that.
totally. Yeah, you want that one of a kind,
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah.
I remember last year at RCIS, I dressed up as like normally I construct the costume, but last year I just bought one and it was a giant beer costume. And I was sure, I was like, some student is also going to be beer, but it was lucky. But a lot of time I think people buy from the same costume
Yeah.
shop. Yeah. I think Mateo was going to say something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the best consume is the ones who are what emit the famous people. For example, a singer or a famous actor, because you see that person and it's like you want to take a picture and you feel you meet with that famous person. So I think that is the best one.
Have you dressed up like a famous person before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, but maybe next year when you're in Canada?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, okay. Very cool. And Andrea, how about you?
I think as Marila said, the handmade costumes are I like that because it's like are very creative. You have to be very creative to make your costume, and then when you are doing your costume, or even if you are buying some things and then get everything and make your custom, is like you have to be creative in and think where is the best position to put this and this, and it's like deciding like this process. So that are my favorite costumes.
Nice, nice. Okay. And I want to go back to, so So great. So costumes. Oh, no, I have another costume question. Open to anyone. What would be a good costume for 2020? Like if you were to dress up as any person or anything for this year, because people like to make it, as some of you said, like relevant, current, topical. Maybe Mateo would choose a famous person that's really in the news right now. So what do you guys think for 2020 costumes?
The shape of COVID-19.
Uh-huh. I
The
bet
virus.
I bet there will be
Don't do
little COVID-19
Oh, yeah.
costumes.
Related to that one, or vaccine. I don't know. The medicine,
vaccine?
the pure
Oh
water
yeah.
to combat virus.
Yeah, maybe that would be nicer, a little vaccine walking around rather than maybe too soon to joke about. Yeah. Did someone else want to say something?
A toilet paper.
That's a great one. That's
Did
a
you have
great
any
one.
trouble? Did you have any trouble to get toilet papers in your country?
No. Well, not in my city, but some people went to, when the virus started, some people went to buy a lot of paper. I don't know why, but in reality, I don't have a problem with that.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Okay, awesome. Any other ideas for 2020? I feel like because the American election is coming up, I think probably there's going to be some little Donald Trumps. I don't know. I think political figures are common. Mateo, what famous person would you dress up as, do you think?
I think that one could be because by what you say, and maybe a president could be a very good election.
Yeah, maybe you could be you could be Joe Biden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Biden and Donald Trump together
Yeah.
walking
Oh
in the
yeah,
streets.
twins or something. Yeah, great.
What about the leader of WHO? I
Oh,
forgot the name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the World Health Organization.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
He
That
is
would be
well
very
known
It became
worldwide
famous.
now. Yeah.
yeah.
that would be very topical for
Also.
sure. Yeah.
Everyone
Okay.
knows.
And let's talk about Motoko talked earlier about the shipwreck being moved
Right.
by
Yeah.
ghost power. So I always love to ask students in my class, do you believe in ghosts? Because I think ghosts are different depending on culture and religion, and just individuals also. So anyone can share stories of, have you seen a ghost? Has someone you know seen a ghost? Do you believe in ghosts? Yes or no? Why? Anything about ghosts for the next little while?
I
Yeah,
don't know
Gabby?
if I saw a ghost, but sometimes, and maybe 2 years ago, I was trying to sleep and I clearly listen somebody walk to my bed and stop, and I decided don't open my eyes, but just stop there maybe 10 seconds, and after that again I listen the step go far to my bed and was really scared. For a moment I thought was my mother, and to the other day I asked her, did you when go to my bed the last night? And she told me no. No. And that was my experience about ghosts.
Ooh, so you didn't open your eyes.
No.
You just heard the footsteps. Okay.
Yeah.
So now do you believe in ghosts?
Not exactly ghosts, but I think that there are many energy, any
Okay.
kind of energy, and I don't know. I'm so skeptic about that, but that was my experience.
Okay. Anyone else?
When,
Mariela?
oh yeah, I remember an experience that happened when I was a child. I saw two cats ghosts. I thought it was my cat, but when I turned on the light, the cat disappearing. So I was like, okay.
That might be creepier than human ghosts, animal ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So after that experience, did you then believe in ghosts?
Yeah, because I had some kind of experience like that. I haven't seen a human ghost, but I have some experience with that when the furniture moves and that kind of thing. So it's good.
Oh, when furniture moves. Okay, okay, great. And was it Atsuko who was going to say something
Yes.
earlier?
Can I don't
Yeah.
believe anything ghost or God, but I am a grandchild of monk, Buddhist. My grandfather and my relative old monk, and
Wow.
yeah, and they living in some kind of sanctuary, like it's called Koyasan, and the whole town is related to some kind of Buddhist thing. Can you understand what I'm saying? And one day, I don't believe anything, but one day my uncle told me when my uncle and my aunt walking, and they walked beside a cemetery. There's a huge cemetery in woods. How can I explain? There are so many trees, and there's so many graves. Famous ancient people, and then they heard something, some sound about the kind of sound of armor. Can you understand? The ancient, ancient fighter gathering and working, and they make some kind of sound from their armor. They wearing iron clothing that protect for hitting.
Yeah, armor is perfect.
Yeah,
armor is perfect.
And
they or like chainmail and it's metal clinking.
Kind of, yes. The metal clinking, and they heard some sound of the kind of sound that, and they realized it was maybe ghost working, and I don't know what happened at the time, but my uncle said the story.
So this was
they are still fighting.
I think so. Yeah, they're still fighting.
How tough they are.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, my uncle is monk as well, so maybe he told me a true story. He never lied about ghost.
Oh, I like that. I think that's very, it's chilling, Motsuko, to think that they're still fighting in some other realm. They haven't finished their battle. Thank you for sharing, Atsuko. That's very cool. Did anyone else want to share a ghost story? Yeah.
I don't have actually a ghost story, but I do like go to haunted house and places like that. And I really like going to those kind of places, but yeah, I didn't have any experience. It's just, I don't know, maybe ghosts don't like me.
So you like, when you say haunted houses, do you mean like those kinds of Halloween themed, like decorated places, or do you mean like places that people actually believe are haunted?
Yeah, that actually believe are haunted, like
Mo-
old
yeah.
houses, old churches, things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the real stuff.
Yeah.
Because haunted houses can have both meanings, right? It could mean you actually think that place is haunted by ghosts, or it could be a decorated theme park like at Disney or something. Like,
Okay.
come into the haunted house, woo! Right? Like a commercial type enterprise. But
Yeah, but I didn't like believing ghosts, but I started to believing in that, and because about this case on Los Angeles in Cecil Hotel, which was Elisa Lam, a girl from Canada who went there to tourist, and and she was found dead in one part of the hotel, but when the people saw the cameras of the hotel, they saw like she was like doing something like that, like something strange, something a ghost was following her. And so I started to believe in ghosts since I knew this case, because it was like very unusual.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah, good expression, good English expression. Yeah. Woo. Any other ghost stories or ghost opinions from the crowd? No? I was
Okay.
gonna, oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, okay. Well, this is a story. When I was a kid, I was with my brother and his friend. We were in my house, and I don't know, in one moment at night, my dog started to to bark to some point in our house, and the dog was wah, 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 wah. And my mother always say that when the dog was doing that is because a ghost was there. So we were alone in my house, and we decide to go to the door of my house and start to say the ghost, go out from my house, go out from my house. And I don't know if it was a real ghost, but we feel in one moment something in our skin. And because my dog turned to our side and stopped to bark and stopped bark. So I don't know if was a real ghost or no, but we always remember that story.
Whoa. Like almost all of you guys have like really good ghost stories. This is quite remarkable. And all of you guys seem pretty open to the experience. I don't know. Mariela didn't sound happy about seeing the ghost cats though. So I know Andrea seems very brave about like, I want to go to a haunted house. How about walking through a cemetery or a graveyard at night?
Alone?
Yeah, would you guys do that? No?
No,
Yes?
Yes.
never.
For me, no.
I
No.
wouldn't.
Okay, most of you
Yeah.
wouldn't. Andrea, would you?
Yeah, I know a cemetery in Salem in New Orleans, and I want to go there one day. So,
All
yeah.
right.
By yourself? Oh,
I
only
don't
alone?
know. I would like to see it day, and if it's not too scary, I would like I to go alone. But if I think and I feel it is like scary and something, and I think I would like to go with someone.
So you want to see them. You want to bump into ghosts.
Yeah,
Someday.
I don't know. It's because like the spirit, like the I don't know, like the feeling of I like that feeling. So it's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
A bit of adrenaline. You're a bit of an
Yeah, like the
adrenaline
adrenaline.
junkie.
Yeah.
You need the thrill, the excitement. I've always been curious. I think it's mostly from movies that I've seen people using a Ouija board. Do you guys know a Ouija board where people put their hands on something and you call for the spirits of the dead to visit you, and then if they come, they will move your hands
Right.
with this piece to spell
I
out
see.
words to communicate?
Yeah,
Have
we
any of
have
you
a
guys
similar
tried this?
game. Yeah, in Japan, we have a similar one.
Oh,
Using a coin, and it's called a
Uh-huh.
kokkuri-san.
Kokuri-san.
And yeah, 3 or 4 people put on the finger on a
Ah.
coin and ask something. If you are here, please answer yes or no. And
Yeah, it's
yeah,
fun
and-
at school when I was a child.
yeah,
oh,
Yeah.
at the evening
that's
between 4 or 5 p.m. and open the window. Maybe it's a southwest window opening and gain the window. Yeah.
oh. So I'm
And
curious
it's-
about Japan has such interesting rules and ideas and cultures. Why do you think it's banned? Like,
Because children is very fragile to those type of things, and they are confused which is real or which is fantasy. And so we did at school, after school,
Yes.
at school, after school,
At school.
group, and we had secret memory with very close friends, and we well, I don't know how to say it, tend to get into a certain scary point or something, and it's kind of danger for children to trap their mind by things which is uncertain. And maybe the parents or teachers worried about those things. So it's banned in my school to do that.
that's so interesting. I remember when I was a child in elementary school, there was a movie, I'm trying to think what it was now, but it was about witches. And my friends and I were like, witches are so cool. And we'd pretend to be witches casting a spell. Did any of you guys do that as kids? Did anyone try to like create spells, or was I crazy? Spell meaning like magic kind of. No, I was the only weird one. Excellent. Moving on. Actually, I want to play a little game that I like to do called Which One is Scarier and Why? So I'm going to present you with 2 things, and you guys can tell me which one is scarier or creepier for you and why. So the first 2 things to compare are spiders or snakes.
For me, a snake.
Okay, and tell us why a snake?
Because a snake could kill me.
But
The spiders too, of course. But at least in Mexico, I think it's more common to have snakes than spiders.
okay, so more poisonous snakes
Yeah.
in Mexico. Okay, so more of a real threat. Anyone else feel the opposite? Spiders?
I do.
Me too.
Yeah, because a spider is like relationate with scary things. A snake is just like dangerous. But scary for me is I miss the name. I miss the name of the animal.
Sorry?
I don't remember the name of the animal.
Of spider or snake?
Spider, yeah.
Spider.
For me, the spider is horrible.
Horrible, because maybe it's the eight legs.
Yeah, they legs, and they are usually like in haunting houses and abandoned places.
Okay, I get you. So it's like there's a whole culture around spiders being scary, where snakes are
Yeah.
just like, well, that's dangerous. Don't get bitten. Okay, cool. Anyone else want to choose spiders?
Snakes is more scarier. Do you say scarier?
Scarier, yeah.
Scarier than spiders for me. I can imagine I could be next to spider, but I couldn't be next to snake.
Oh, really?
And actually, I live with some spiders in my house.
But small one.
A small one, but I don't kill them because I heard they hunt other bugs or insects.
Yeah.
So I try to keep them in my room. But I can't keep any snakes. I don't like snakes.
Is it the movement? Sometimes people don't like that slithering movement.
Yeah, the movements is really creepy, and their face and
the tongue.
The tongue is weird.
Splitted.
Yeah, there's a little yeah.
All movements and their skin is also creepy.
Yeah. And they get rid of their skin. That's creepy too.
And usually snakes are bigger than spiders, so snakes is more scary for me.
Okay. Was Gabby gonna say something? Gabby's being a little quiet.
Yeah. I think that the spider really, they are not pretty, but I think that if I see the spider, I can put my shoes on. That's all. But with the snake is a little more danger. And sometimes I think that this kind of animal, they are very intelligent, and I don't know how control this kind of animal, and I feel more scary about that.
I shouldn't have said spiders. I should have said tarantulas.
Oh,
because maybe that's more.
The story goes change.
Okay. Because tarantulas have hair. That's weird. And you see the many eyes.
Yeah, that's so scary.
I'm not showing any photos today because that's just too disturbing. Okay, on to the next one. Bears or sharks?
I think sharks.
That's so cute.
Okay.
Because bears seem like I don't know, like cute, like as Mateo said before, like the culture is bears are cute and sharks are dangerous. So I think sharks are more scarier for me.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone want to argue the other one? Bears?
I want to say something about sharks.
Okay, Mateo.
About the movie Jaw. You
Go
got to feel
ahead.
scared with the sharks before watch that movie. And even a bear, like it's like sweet. A way
A
is
bear
like
is
sweet.
But what was the movie that was made? Was it The Revenant? With Leonardo DiCaprio, and he actually fights a bear. I think it was called that. So there are movies that can scare you about bears. Let me show you. This is the Leonardo DiCaprio bear movie. He fights a bear. Bears can be scary. But no, everyone agrees sharks?
Well, if I compared bears and sharks, simply they are even. But to think about our life, you couldn't meet sharks if you don't go to the ocean or to the sea. So if you live in the land, bears is more, well, not scary, but dangerous. Yeah.
Sort of like Mariella's argument, maybe of like, there's more snakes around. They pose a bigger threat, a real threat to me. Yeah, maybe if you're like in northern Canada, you'd say bears because
Yeah, yeah.
they're around. But there is something maybe about something being more exotic, less familiar, that maybe makes it scarier. Like because we don't see sharks so much. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. Now those were kind of real life comparisons. Now we're gonna go in movies. So kind of fictional things. So ghosts in a movie or psychopaths, like crazy killer people.
Psychopath.
Okay, okay. And why, Gabby?
Why?
Yeah.
I think it's worse. It's because you can see people like you, but you don't know what happened in their mind. And this could be terrible. And a ghost, maybe it's a scary experience, but I think that I'd be afraid more that with a psychopath.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
I agree.
Sorry, I didn't know who said that. Who said I agree?
Mariela.
Oh,
No,
Yeah, I
Motoko.
agree with Gabby. Yeah, It's kind of- I think it's kind of difficult to talk with a psychopath because you don't know what is happening in her or his mind.
but you assume that the ghost is not a psychopath ghost, just a normal, rational ghost that you can reason with.
You can close your eyes and you're going to be okay.
Awesome. Okay, I've got another one. Again, in movies, which do you find creepier? Creepy children or creepy elderly people? I don't know if this is an offensive question, but I know in horror movies, they often have a creepy child, or there might be a creepy grandpa or grandma. Which is creepier for you in a movie?
Maybe the children, the child, because in my mind, the children's is like innocent people, and if I watch a movie about that, I after that I was thinking about what happened.
Yeah. So the children, I totally get the children's innocence makes it creepier. Anyone else?
I'm with Gabby because usually in the movies, the children do the worst things than adults. When the ghost is a children, is the worst story. For this reason, I'm with Gabby.
Children are more evil.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I love it.
But
Anyone-
I think elderly people had a lot of experience to scare or doing something bad for others. So they have a lot of techniques or ideas, and they know how to give, how do you say, kurushimi?
Suffer.
To give suffers to others.
Oh, to make others suffer. Yeah.
To make others suffer. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I love this.
That's
It's like such a
psychology.
weird conversation. I like that. Their evil is wiser.
Yeah.
Children have more pure evil, but the elderly are wise about it.
Wiser, yes.
Any other reactions?
I just want to say an example. The Orphan movie is like a mix of both. They have the children and the adult, and both are bad people. So
That's a very good point. Andrea, who goes towards the horror, I have not watched that because I can't watch horror movies. But yeah, that's a very good Good reference. Do you guys watch horror movies, or are they too scary?
I do. I usually do.
The whole way through? Or do you have to? I have to stop sometimes. So all the horror movies that were originally from Japan that they remade in America, like The Ring, for example. I think there's someone about like a wife or something. I forget. The Grudge is the American English name. The Grudge and The Ring, I had to stop because I couldn't continue.
It's too scary.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mateo. Yeah.
I think I like to watch it complete because I know what is happening is just fiction, and I don't believe in ghosts. So it's like it could be creepy, but you know what it is all fiction for me. So I don't get like worried about feel something like of the movie in my real life.
Cool.
I used to like to watch a zombie movie with my mom. She is really into in a zombie movie. And
so that's a funny. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When I was a kid, when I go to bed, I always sleep with that kind of bat, the stick made
A bat or
from
a stick?
wood. Yeah, but yeah, for fight with a zombie.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, wow. So do you watch horror movies, Atsuko, or no?
No, I don't watch the whole movie. It's too scary for me now.
Yeah. You don't want to have to sleep with a bat. But I was gonna say, branching off from about zombies, I've seen online some places a funny question where they ask people, okay, let's say there's a zombie apocalypse. What do you do? Run, fight, or join them?
Join them.
Okay, so Atsuko is gonna join them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time.
Any other responses? Fight, run away, join them.
I will run away until I find humans, normal humans.
And then you'll fight?
What?
And then you will fight?
Maybe if I'm with other humans, I will fight. If I'm alone, no.
Okay. Gabby, what would your daughter fight zombies, run away, or join
I
them?
don't think so. I agree with Xochitl, and I think that I run away. I don't think that fight.
You know, there's no happy end in zombie movie.
So that's why
everyone turned to zombie in the end. You know.
So you're just getting it over the inevitable.
Yeah,
do it quickly. Just join them. It's your choice that way. Okay, cool. Great. I have a couple more. Do you like the comparison, or shall I go back to normal discussion?
No, it's okay. I like it.
You like the comparison game?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a couple more. Okay. Creepy clown, like in the movie It, a clown, red nose, or creepy doll, or like puppet or marionette.
Oh, for me, both of them.
Okay. Maria's like, this resonates. I relate. Okay,
Yeah.
tell us more.
I don't know, but I am afraid of really old dolls, and I don't like the clowns. And I remember that something happened maybe a few years ago in the United States when a lot of, well, some people custom with clothes and start to try to hurt some people
Oh,
in the street. Do you remember that? No?
I don't know. You're saying with clothes, are
Yeah.
you, like they're like dressed like, because you were saying dolls, like
No,
dolls?
no, like clowns.
Oh, clowns,
Yeah, clowns.
clowns.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I think that I do remember hearing some stories about
Yeah.
clowns being
Yeah.
violent or yes, yeah, I remember. Yeah. So again, Maria's like, whatever is in real problem is scarier.
Yeah, that happened even in the north of Mexico because we are close to United States. I know.
Mhm. Okay, anyone else about clowns or dolls?
For
I'm agree
me,
with.
yeah, sorry.
No,
Go
do
ahead,
it, do it.
Mateo.
I agree with Mariela because I think clowns are the worst thing ever. The costume and the stories, everything, and even thinking it is for childs, for me, is crazy. I think it's the worst thing.
Okay. And Motoko, what were you going to say?
Yes. Well, in Japan, we don't have clowns. So for me, dolls is more scary. And we have a lot of scary stories related to dolls, traditional scary stories. Dolls have a lot of, yeah, something. Yeah.
That's very
Extend
interesting.
their hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so culture really plays into it. I had a student recently from South Korea who was like, we were doing presentations on phobias, and there's some people have a phobia of clowns. And yay, Elizabeth is here. And he was saying, I think clowns are a North American fear. And maybe that is true, that North Americans have birthday clowns and circus clowns, and in Japan it's not a big part of the culture, but dolls are more present. Hello, Elizabeth, how are you?
Hi.
Hey,
Fine, thank you.
I love your background. You're so cool.
Yes, it's nice.
It's very nice. It's very nice. Where are you right now, Elizabeth? You're not in Canada, right?
No, I'm in Mexico, in my house.
Yay! Welcome from Mexico. So we were just talking about which things scare us. So I'm going to go on
Sorry?
to sorry?
I don't listen.
Oh, we're talking about things that scare us. So let's go on to how about vampire or a Frankenstein like created creature? So vampires, were popular. What were those movies called? Twilight, recently.
Twilight.
And then Frankenstein like creature, like a scientist makes like a artificially made man monster. What would be scarier in a movie for you guys?
Frankenstein.
And
I
why?
thought that Frankenstein because with that movie, the Twilight, now I think that the vampire are really cute.
I kind of want to date them. Yeah. Okay.
Very handsome and cute. And Frankenstein, no.
Okay. That's a very good point. The movie normalized vampires.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, they're just like sexy humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other opinions?
And for me, both of them are not scary, but they give me sadness. I feel sad because both of them have a tragic background. So I feel empathy to them. Yeah.
That's so deep.
That's so, whoa, Motoko, you're so deep.
I like you.
Since Elizabeth just joined us, but we're almost out of time. We'll have to say goodbye to the Facebook world soon.
Okay.
But Elizabeth, what do you think is the most scary thing? Like, we've talked about insects like spiders or snakes, ghosts. What do you think is snakes? Okay, and why? What about snakes scares you?
I think because I don't know, the appearance is are ugly.
It's just,
Ugly. I don't know.
yeah, it's just so gross, so ugly to look at. Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, I guess you know what? I'm sad. Like the time flies. It's already 8 p.m. So, what we'll do is we'll say goodbye to Facebook. Thank you so much, everyone who has joined us, and anyone watching, if you want to participate in this in 2 weeks from today, Wednesday, you can email contact@rcis.ca or contact us through the Facebook or Instagram. Get in touch with us and you can join us then. We're also going to ask people what they want the topic to be for next time. So we're open to suggestions for that. But all right, let's turn off the live. So say bye to Facebook, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye. Okay.